Hello and welcome back. As you can see from the title, which I've called it Lake Tawakoni, What to Do, What Should I Do? Um, After the tournament, I'll probably make another video that said Lake Tawakoni, what I did and how I did. Since I'm making this uh, video, it's Tuesday, May 14th. The tournament is actually 4 days from now. It's going to be Saturday, um, the 18th at Lake Tawakoni, and right now the forecast is for 80% chance of thunderstorms with winds blowing 10 to 20. So I'm not really sure how things are going to turn out. We could start out with decent weather. It could end up bad, or we could start out with bad weather and it end up good. So it's going to be a hit or miss thing. But of course, I think there's still a little bit of shad spawn going on in Tawakoni, but if we can get out early enough, then we'll probably be able to catch it. If not, then we'll probably try to do some early morning shallow to medium depth fishing. And when I say shallow to medium depth, the things that I'm going to start out with is we're going to try to find some creeks and things of that nature with at least some sort of grass, some structure, some cover. And if we can find some grass and structure, things of that nature, one of my first things is going to be to try going with tried and true trusted frog. This is a spro popping frog. I'm going to try that. I have this tied on to a Shimano heavy rod with the Tatula 8-to-1 ratio reel with the 40-pound braid. Now, some people use 50 and 65. I feel 40 does real well for me. I usually will flip with either 50 or 65, but I'll stick to 40 when I'm throwing a frog. But that's going to be my first choice if we can get on some spots that's got some nice grass or tules or anything, any kind of grass out there in from the bank, on out. We'll try this. And then my next one of choice is going to be, since they're saying it's going to be windy and possibly cloudy, and for that, my next choice, oh yeah, here it is right there, is going to be the old tried and true and trusted spinnerbait. Now this is a double willow. What I've tied on to it as well is, as you can see, I've got a additional chartreuse feathered trailer hook. If that's not working, I may take the trailer hook off and then go with some sort of trailer. It just depends, like I said, on the conditions. If it's going to be, I will stick to this color because I used this before on Tawakoni, and I was able to catch 3 and I lost 3 good ones. But that time I wasn't using a trailer hook, which is why I'm starting out with a trailer hook on this now. So we'll see how that works out. Next up, of course, is going to be the tried and true jig. And I'm going to be going with something that's everybody should know. It's more of a bluegill pattern. I haven't quite decided what trailer I'm going to put on, but this is going to be what I'm going to start with. Now, obviously, since I'll be fishing cover or docks or something of that nature, I'm using braid again. This is 40-pound braid. With this one is a medium heavy reel. I like medium heavy on my jigs, half-ounce jigs, because that gives me a better feel when they hit it. So that's why I use a medium heavy on my jig. A lot of people like to use heavy action, but not me. I rather medium heavy. Next up, and you see I'm staying in the sort of bluegill theme pattern here, is my evergreen. Let me try to see if I can get you guys get a better look at it. Yeah. My B-height pattern evergreen Z-Man chatterbait. So I'm going to try to go with this one too. I may change the trailer depending, but This is more of a bluegill pattern for this type of year, because bass are trying to get bluegill as well, because bluegill doing a little spawning themselves around this time. So what's next on the agenda is going to be something. It's a frog looking bait, and it's frog slash tadpole sort of looking bait. And let's see, can you see? Oh, what did I do with it? What did I do with it? Here we go. Let me put it this way. There we go. And it's got a tail. Of course, I'm going to put a little chartreuse on that tail. But the thing about this one is it's subsurface, so it sinks. So it's not only going to have the little tail, but it sinks. So it's probably going to go about, let's say, 3 to 4 feet, and maybe I can get some that's going to be after frog, but not really chasing top water. Hey, it's fishing. That's why we call it fishing, right? Got to try something. Of course, then my next, I guess you could say, reserve chatterbait, depending upon what's going on. If they're not hitting, the bluegill pattern one, is my old tried and true black and blue. A couple weeks ago, I caught a 7.2 on this one at Ray Roberts. So I'm hoping that will transition over to Lake Tawakoni. Who knows? Got to keep hope alive, right? Yep. And then one of the ones I'm going to use deep, obviously, is going to be a football jig, but I'm going to use it on a wobble head. So not only will it be it's a football jig, but it's going to be on a wobble head. So I'm going to try that. Of course, the trailer is subject to change as well, but that's what I'm looking to go with, at least to start dragging deep. Of course, now I'll also have a Carolina rig that I have set up. I'm going to try to use a Colorado rig, and I'm going to try to use a donkey setup. I'm sure some of you are saying, what's a donkey setup? Well, a donkey setup is when you have two flukes that you tie on, and it sort of look like the two flukes are chasing each other. So I'm going to try to see if that works deep as well. And those are going to be weedless. I'm gonna rig them weedless. Do I have something? Yeah, I'll play around. So this is basically how I'll have the flukes set up, but they're gonna be bigger. I'm gonna use like maybe a Magnum Super Fluke if I'm gonna be dragging deep. But yeah, a couple, and I want to try it, like I said, donkey, where it's gonna be two of them looking like they're chasing each other on the same inline. But that's gonna be my basic setups to start with at Lake Tawakoni. Of course, you got to be flexible. And hopefully, this year we'll do a little better. Last year we didn't get a limit. We were only able to put 3 in the boat, but we both missed at least 3 or 4 more. So that's why I said a few that I missed last year were on spinnerbaits, and I didn't have a trailer hook. So that's this year why I learned my lesson, and I'm going to put a trailer hook on now and see how that goes. But like I said, that's just what I might do, what I should do to go with Lake Tawakoni. So we'll see how things turn out. I may try to get some footage. I've got a couple of GoPros. Yes, I got a couple of GoPros, and I've yet to put them on there when I'm actually doing some fishing, because it takes a little time trying to set all that stuff up. My device is going to restart. No, not yet. Anyway, so I may try to set my GoPros up. This time I can't make any promises, because for one, I know for sure if the weather's going to be bad and raining, I don't feel like trying to clean the lens off that's got wet so that I can show. So that's just me. But we'll try to give it our best, see what happens. And it's always fun. We enjoy fishing. Be nice sometimes to finish in the money, at least to get our entry fees back. But still trying to learn my craft. I don't call it a craft, but still trying to learn and be a better fisherman, to learn the conditions, to learn the lakes. We didn't get a chance to pre-fish it this year because, like I said, my co-angler and myself, we both have jobs. We have home commitments, things to do. So hopefully the few places we caught them last year, we'll try to hit those, see if those are still working, and then try some new spots and then go from there. And like I said, this is the pre idea. Afterwards, I'll make a video of how things turn out. But feel free to leave some comments, what you think, what you don't know, what you think may happen, might not happen. And then it'll both be a learning experience for me to review after exactly what happens and then go from there. Other than that, I appreciate you watching. Feel free to like I said, click, comment, subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. And we'll see what happens. But as I always say, remember, if you're not out fishing, you can't catch fish. Peace. Semper Fi. Hoorah.